by another pot. Mine's quite brief in comparison, so I'm not quite sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing from you. You'll have to excuse me. I wrote this speech quite a while ago, and I haven't really seen it, so I'm going to have to read from the notes anyway, just to remind me what I had. So if you just bear with me, I'll be reading from here. Just excuse me. Hello everybody, my name's Colin. It's, like Dylan's actually alluded to earlier on, it's been a privilege of me to be his best man today. Dylan and I have been friends for 20 something years now, since we were both in the Sub-Aqua Club. And he's been a friend of mine and my family ever since. Well, it's my duty today as best man to give you a short speech regarding my friendship and a brief outline of Dylan's character to those people that either don't know him that well, or a character probably they haven't seen of him before. Some will be familiar with, and some people won't be. Which in reality really means I've got to tell as many embarrassing stories as I can possibly come up with. Unfortunately, if I was to do that, we'd be here till tomorrow. So I'm just going to give people a flavour of what it's like to know Dylan and be his friend sort of thing. Let me just move to the next page. Right, as I said, I've been Dylan's ear for 20 years. And during that time, certain characteristics began to stand out. The first and probably the most prolific, as anyone in this room will know, and I've already heard mentioned to a few times tonight, is Dylan's timekeeping. In some respects, Dylan's timekeeping is legendary, and by that I mean you feel like you've aged by the time that Dylan finally turns up. I used to think Dylan had his own time zone, really. It was a bit Greenwich Mean Time plus the Dylan factor, but eventually, yes, he would turn up in the way in the end. Anyway, it's good to see that since meeting Harriet, this has actually been a great area of improvement. Just look at today, Dylan has actually turned up for his own wedding on time, which is very nice. But to be honest, I'm not totally convinced he hasn't actually turned up for last year. Another of Dylan's characteristics is his method of meticulous planning. Or you may say he dithers and fasts around quite a lot. Which I think could be the reason why Dylan could be sometimes a little bit clumsy. Which leads me quite nicely onto a little story I heard last year at the paintballing stag do that we had. One of his friends told me that one day Dylan was borrowing one of the Worcester Police Force's pool cars for some work that he had to do. That all went fine, but then upon returning back to the car park, there was very few parking spaces where Dylan could park his pool car. Well, he found one eventually, and then whilst reversing into the parking space, Dylan actually crashed into the car adjacent to him. Which you may sort of think is not very funny, not really very unusual. The twist in this tale is the actual little car was Dylan's. Dylan actually reversed into his own car. Anyway, really, that's enough of Dylan ribbing in this week. I did say it was very brief, and I wasn't going to go to town too much on him. And he actually got me a nice suit and provided me with ice cream. So that's a nice thing. So like I say, it's been a pleasure being Dylan's friend for all these years, and certainly we've had some good laughs. He is one of life's good guys, and I think Harriet has found a top bloke to spend the rest of her life with. And now with little Alexander, I think things are going to go even better. Therefore, without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to ask you all to stand and raise your glasses to the bride and groom, to Harriet and Dylan. Harriet and Dylan. Thank you very much.